Okay, I want you to picture something for a second. You're on the highway. You're going fast, like 70, maybe 80 miles an hour. But here's the thing, you've forgotten your glasses, and you're really nearsighted. Everything just past the hood of your car is a complete blur. You can't make out the signs, you're just hoping the road stays straight. It's insane, right? None of us would ever actually do that. It is reckless. It is objectively dangerous, not just for you, but for everyone else on the road. So why on earth would you run a company that way? And yet, that is precisely how most companies make their biggest, most expensive decisions. That's the core problem we're going to unpack here. It's this idea called the scarcity of tacit wisdom. Now that sounds super academic, I know, but what it really means is it's the reason why incredibly smart people end up crashing their companies into walls they just don't see coming. Driving blind, right? It's kind of like saying, well, I didn't see the red light. But the real question is, why didn't you see it? It's because you were missing that experienced navigator in the passenger seat, the person with 20/20 vision who knows this road like the back of their hand and can tell you to start braking before you even see the curve ahead. So, what is that navigator actually seeing? It really boils down to three critical signals. First, there's the red light. It's screaming, stop. History proves this will fail. Then you've got the yellow light. It's a caution. Okay, this can work, but only if these specific conditions are met. Yield. And finally, the green light, which says, go. The window is open, floor it. The problem is, most leaders, they only see their one idea. They don't have that invisible dashboard, that institutional memory of the last 10 times someone tried this exact same thing. So what happens? They launch, they crash. And then you hear the excuse, oh, it was an unpredictable market. But it wasn't. It wasn't unpredictable at all. Any veteran of the company could have told them, oh yeah, that turn up ahead, that's a blind corner. You take it too fast, you're going to flip. But that wisdom, that crucial map of the terrain, it lived entirely in one person's head, and they retired last year. And just like that, the knowledge is gone. Poof. Okay, so this is a huge problem. How do we fix this? How do we stop the crashing? I know you've got this amazing analogy that brings together Steve Jobs and the Tour de France. How do we make that leap from just guessing our way through things to actually getting calibrated? Right. This is the heart of it. Steve Jobs had that famous line where he called the computer a bicycle for the mind. It's a tool that makes you faster, more efficient, more powerful. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You don't just hop on a bike for the first time and enter the Tour de France. You put an amateur on that bike, point them at the Alps, and they're going to crash. Hard.
Totally. You need conditioning, right? You need muscle memory. But that's how most executives operate. They're just guessing. They'll say, yeah, I feel about 80% confident in this. Based on what? Vibes? A feeling? A professional athlete knows exactly what pushing at 80% of their max effort feels like. Why? Because they track it. They've done it 1,000 times. They are calibrated.
There's this legendary quote from the 3-time Tour de France winner, Greg LeMond. It's almost haunting. He said, it never gets easier. You just go faster. Wow. Man, that is profound. It's not that the mountain gets smaller, the pain is still there. You just get stronger. Your body gets calibrated to handle that level of effort. That's what we need to do, but for our brains. Okay, I'm in. Let's do it. So let's get into the gym. What are the actual tools? How do we build this muscle memory for our intuition? What's the training regimen look like? Think of it as a workout. There are 3 key exercises. First, you simulate the route. That's a Monte Carlo analysis, where you run thousands of virtual scenarios. Second, you review your own game tape. We do that with something called decision receipts. And finally, you follow the map laid out by others, using a process called ray tracing. Now, this decision receipt, this is the real game changer. The idea is simple. Before you know the outcome of a decision, you write it down. You capture what you're deciding, what you predict will happen, your exact confidence level, and why you think that. It becomes your personal game tape. And then here's the kicker. You just wait, and 6 weeks later, your calendar pings you. Hey, remember when you said you were 90% confident this new launch would be a smash hit? Well, the numbers are in, your calibration is off. It is so humbling. But that's how you learn. You start to see your own blind spots. Like, oh, wow, every time I feel super excited about a decision, I'm usually wrong. But when I feel kind of nervous about it, I'm usually right. Exactly. You're building that LeMond muscle memory. So the final tool is ray tracing. Think of it like a Waze for your career. Instead of just guessing at a career path, you actually look at the data.
For example, let's say you're a junior product manager and you want to be a VP. How many people do you think have successfully made that jump directly? We looked into it. The number of people who tried was 47.
And the number who actually made it? One. Just one person. See, that is an evidence-based map. It doesn't mean you can't do it, but it tells you, hey, maybe don't take that road. It shows you the much smarter path, maybe a lateral move first to get experience and then go for the promotion. It's actual real navigation.
You know, this completely reframes this whole idea of tacit wisdom for me. It isn't some kind of magic. It's not this innate gift that only a few special people are born with. It's just reps. It's the logged hours. It's the result of consistent, documented training. It is all about the training logs. Imagine if you could access the training logs of every great leader who came before you. You wouldn't have to start from scratch. You could essentially download their muscle memory. That's what these tools are. They're the training wheels. They help you find your balance, calibrate your gut, and eventually, those training wheels come off.
And before you know it, you're looking at the Alps. And just like Lamont said, it's not going to be any easier.
But you are going to be a hell of a lot faster. The mountain doesn't get smaller. So the only real question left is, are you ready to get faster?